Good morning, all of you. So, if you'll observe here, from today we are going to start the next chapter in biology. That is what how do organisms reproduce. But before going to study this chapter, actually we have to study control and coordination also. But as we already know, it is deleted syllabus for this. But the thing is, we have a lot of connection between that control and coordination. From that only, we people will continue this. How do organisms reproduce? But just why I am saying what is the importance of control and coordination and all I will say. Later we will enter into this chapter. Usually, you people may heard from the lower classes you are studying. What is the meaning of control and coordination means? You may be see, like for example, if you touch a hot bowl, are you people are removing your hand or you are keeping for a long period of time? If you touch something hot, what you people will do? Anybody? Yes, please respond. If you touch a hot bowl, immediately you people will remove your hand. Is it yes, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is what we can say. Sense we have a sensing organs in our body, so that if you touch something hot, immediately some stimuli we can say like responses will produce in our skin. So it will be modulated to the brain. So again from the brain some response will come. That is what immediately it will say to remove the hand from the hot bowl. So like that in control and coordination, mainly usually we people need to study that like what is the stimuli, like in the sense of according to the changes in environment, how we need to respond as an organism. We people also consider as organisms, correct? So how to which the organisms respond and how we are reacting according to that. That is what we can say control and coordination. That is what like a stimulus we can say to responding according to the nature and surviving. So like even you can see plants also according to the nature, they will control and coordination in plants also we can see. For example, you can see sunflower. Sunflower, if you'll see, what is the specialty of sunflower plants? Anybody can say? Please.
It's to the sun's
Will be directing towards to the what? Sun. Based upon the direction from the sunflower also it will turns. Is it yes, guys? And also you can see by using a different kind of chemicals and all. Usually the control and coordination more important and most important chapter also for higher classes. But okay, but unluckily we don't have a time. And also in lower classes you may be studied the movement of plant. Whatever the wherever you will plant the seeds or plants or anything, they will grow or bends always towards to the light direction. Have you noticed it, guys? Please respond. That is what we can say tropisms, tropic movement. Class 7th and 8th also biology you may be studied. Phototropism, geotropism, chemotropism, hydrotropism, like that. Have you studied Almaty? So that is all usually we can say plant movements. That is what under tropism will come. These all the things we used to study in the control and coordination only, as well as ours also. How this responding, how this seeds are growing towards to the bottom only. Roots are always forming towards the bottom only. Like that, all nastic movements. Suppose some plants if you touch, you may be heard in 7th or 8th class. It will come, I think. Mimosa pudia. Have you heard this word, Arvind? Mimosa pudia. This plant?
No, sir.
No. Mimosa pudia. If you touch it, all the leaves will close. Have you seen? Anybody? Mimosa pudica. This word, have you heard? The plant which will touch. If you touch it, automatically
Yes,
the
sir.
leaf,
Touch me not. Touch me
yes. Yes. What it is? Somebody is speaking.
not. Touch me not, plants.
Yes. So like that, all these things will come under this control and coordination only. What is the things, types of movements in plants. So that is all under movements in plants and coordination in plants. What is the chemicals required to grow the plants and etc. etc. And as well as it will see coordination in animals also, like what is our nervous system, how we are controlling, like control and coordination in humans, nervous system and endocrine system. We have two kinds of systems in our control and coordination. That is what is our nervous system, and as well as hormonal system, also we can say endocrine system. That is all actually a very important concept. Even class 8th and 9th also you will study about neurons. Have you studied about neurons, guys? Neurons, human nervous system. Yes, peripheral nervous system, human nerve, that is central nervous system. That is what. So these all the things we used to study in the control and coordination only. And what is the brain, functioning of brain, structure of next, you can say like a spinal cord, how it is. So how to react. For example, if the dog is following you, how you people will react? You people immediately will run away. Is it yes or no? Once the dog is barking, automatically some kind of fear, like because of hormones will produce by the time. If it is some emergency case, you people will work more smart. Is it yes, guys? Suppose something dangerous thing is coming. So even though if you are not capable to run faster, but still you people will run to escape, to alive or to escape from the danger. Is it yes, guys? Please respond. That is what we can say endocrine system. So in this endocrine system also we can call it as what? Harmonic system. Like because of different kind of hormones which is produced in our body, we people will respond according to the situations. That is what we can say endocrine system. Usually these all the things we have to study in the last chapter. What is the types of glands are present in our body and all. But it's okay, but unluckily we are not studying that chapter. Now we are going to study the next chapter called as what, guys? How do organisms reproduce? Do you understand it? So now these all the things like plants body movements and as well as human bodies, like we can say central nervous systems, like what we can say nervous systems and as well as endocrine systems and all, this all we can study. That what we can say means life processes, how this life will sustain of plants and animals in an organism. So now that is all why we people will do, guys. Can anybody say why our nervous systems, our endocrine systems and as well as plants, they are moving like geotropisms and chemotropisms, hydrotropisms? Why? What is the reason we people are doing that all? Can anybody say?
For repairing, sir.
For requirement, not. For what is the purpose? Why we people are like our nervous system and all is not functioning? What will happen? Anybody can say? Suppose if our brain is stopped functioning, then what will happen? Suppose our hormones is not producing, then what will happen? Why we people are doing and why the plants are doing this, all the movements and all? To keep alive. Is it yes or no?
From this,
Yes, to keep alive. So if it wants to alive, this all the kinds of control and coordination should be takes place. Is it yes, guys? For example, I will provide you hot bowl. If you will touch somebody, if you are unable to, suppose your nervous system is not functioning and you are not removing your hand, what will happen, guys? Your hand will burn. Yes or no? Yes?
yes, sir.
Yes. So whatever the life process we are doing, like control and coordination, fully we people are doing, and as well as along with us other organisms like other plants and animals, everything is working only to keep alive. Do you understand? But now you can see all the living organisms become old with the time and ultimately they will lead to the die. Is it yes or no? So even if we people consider, you people born as a baby, so now you become into what? You become into what, guys? Now you become into adult. So now adult after what will come? Adult after what is come, guys? What is coming, guys? You'll become what? Nobody is answering. So after adulthood, what will become? You become young. Yes or no? Young after what? old age, again old age after what? Finally will die. What will happen, guys? Birth to? Finally, what is happening?
Death.
Death. Yes or no? So now, during this life process time, all the organisms, including plants and animals, everything they will start understanding with the birth, and finally they will end with the what? They will end with the die. So continuously, this process is like continuous process. So whatever the organism will take birth, it will start growing. It will become adult age, young age. Later it will come to the old age. Old age after it will become finally. Ultimately, it will leads to what, guys? Ultimately, it will leads to death only. It will finally go into dies. So now, even you can see every living organism. Is it possible to survive for a continuous period, unlimited, infinity number of period in this earth? Or else only limited
No,
period?
sir.
No.
No, sir.
Yes. So every living organism, you can take a plant, or you can take a human, or you can take any kind of animal, or everything you can take. So definitely it is having what? It is having a limited period of time. And finally, then what will happen? Once the time is over, what will happen, guys?
It will die, sir.
Yes. So limited period of time. So after that, finally it will leads to what? Death. So it will die. That is what you can see. So even you can study it, I think class 6, types of plants also. Is it all the plants having same lifespan? Anybody can say?
No, sir.
No. So we are having a 3 categories of plants also you may be studied. One is herbs, another one is shrubs, and another one is plants, big plants we can say. So herbs is having shortest lifespan, shrubs is having little bit more, and the plants is having little bit more height. But finally, all after completing their lifespan, what is going to happen? Finally, they will leads to
Die, sir.
so like animals also, humans having different lifespan. If you take tortoise, if you take elephant, if you take rat, if you take cat, if you take cow, dog, different animal is having different lifespan. So all the living organisms, they will alive on this earth only for a limited period. Understand? So after that, finally they will what happen? They will die. So now, if they will die, for example, you can take. So all our grandparents, maybe grandparents, grandparents, parents, their parents, is it all are alive now? All are dead. Is it yes or no? But we people as their family, we people are continuing our like what we can say future generations from their parents to your grandparents to your parents to you, next you to your future, from there to their future, like that we people used to continue. So these new organisms have to produce in place of those who will die. For example, one tree, for example, you can take one mango tree you can consider. So now if this mango tree after a certain period of, for example, let me take 200 years after, so this tree has been died, finally it's like limited period, that lifespan is over and finally it dies. Now if mango trees dies, definitely this mango tree need to replace with this future babies. Yes or no, guys? Because this tree is like
Yes, sir.
then what is happening? It needs to replace with the what? New things. Is it yes or no? It needs to replace, it needs to produce in place of those who will die. Suppose if our grandparents has been passed away, then we have to replace them with the what? Our parents. Our parents lifespan is over, then what? Babies is to replace their place. That is what we can say. So everything, every living organism remains alive on this earth for a limited period of time. So that is why during this time itself, they will produce what? They will produce the new organisms. That is what? To replace them. So once their lifespan is over, to replace them, they will produce what? They will produce the new organisms.
New organism.
So this production of new organisms only, this production of new organisms from the existed organisms before their death, before their lifespan is completing, they will produce the new organisms. This is only known as our chapter. What is that called as, guys? Is known as reproduction. What we used to call? Reproduction. That is what we can say, how the organisms will reproduce. So in this chapter we'll study. So this already existed organisms, how they are going to make a new organisms, what is the methods they are following, and how the plants are producing, how the animals are producing to replace them themselves, how they're making their new organisms, new babies, offsprings, we can say. That is what we will study in this chapter. So now the first definition which we are going to study in this chapter is, what is that, guys? Reproduction. So what do you mean by reproduction, guys? Kevin, can you answer? Reproduction means what? The production of, please write. Keep adding today's date, everything. The production of new organisms. The production of new organisms from the existing organisms. Existing organisms of the same species. Is it possible to produce different species from the different species, same species?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
That's what I'm saying. So saying
Sir,
produce
sir,
only.
but horse and donkey will have a child, no,
Yes,
sir. That
yes,
will not
that
work.
is crossing. That is crossing. That is crossing. That we will study that. That is one kind of another kind of reproduction. That is crossbreeding, we can say, hybridization. Okay, that hybrids. Hybrid, we will study that. So same species is known as reproduction species. But finally, it will decide based upon the male and female only, correct? That is what it is.
Yes,
Never having other kind of characteristics. That is what species is known as reproduction. This is what we have to understand. So now you can see, guys. So hope you all understand what do you mean by reproduction. So just what we are doing, guys, we are creating new living things from the existing living things. That's all. So somebody is already existed. So from that, what we are going to do, they are going to produce the new living things, same kind of thing. The characteristics of these living organisms, they will with the same kind of characteristics, they will produce the new kind of babies. That is what we can say from the existed one. From the existing one, they will produce what, guys? They will produce the new one, new species, we can say. That is what we can say, simply what we can call reproduction. Are you understanding? That is what you have to understand. So the most important characteristics of these living organisms is, this is what they can produce. They will produce more members of their species. Do you understand? So when I can say this is a living organism, when I can say it is a non-living organism. So as we know, all the things we people can categorize into two categories. What is the things? All the objects we can categorize into two categories. What is that? Living things and
Living and non-living.
living things and non-living things. So it's okay. We are not studying about non-living things. Non-living things, we are categorizing living things alone. So now, as we know, non-living things means what? Which cannot produce there, which cannot do the control and coordination, as well as they don't have a life. Is it? That is what we can say. No life is having, we can say, non-living things. Is it yes, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
now coming to the living things, if you'll see. So what is the main characteristics of living things? When you can say somebody is alive, somebody is living. So the main characteristics of living organism is that they are having the ability to reproduce more members of their species. That is what. So the ability to produce what? Reproduce more species. More species of same kind. That is what you have to understand. So if we take a banyan tree, more banyan trees it will produce with the help of something. That is what we will study. What kind of how it is producing also. So now you can see here, these reproduction, why we have to study how these organisms reproduce. So what is the importance of this reproduction? Can anybody say? What is the importance of this?
Maintain the life on earth, sir.
Yes. What, Almadi?
To maintain the life.
Very good.
To maintain the life on earth.
Yes. So the importance of this reproduction is, if you'll see, so what is the main characteristics? Their ability to reproduce Yes or no? So they reproduce more members of their species, same kind of species. Is it yes or no? So why this reproduction is necessary means it is very, very essential for survival of species on this earth. If there is no reproduction, then is it possible to produce the future generations of any kind of organism, any kind of living organism? No. Is it yes or no? Please respond. Yes. So now, if there is no reproduction takes place, what will happen, guys? Can anybody say, for example, you may be heard in class 9th and all, class 9th, class 8th and all, endangered species and extinct species. Have you heard it? For example, dodo bird, one of the largest birds.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now
sir.
extinct. Is it yes or no? No more. Even
Yes, sir.
our 2021 also, few birds and animals extinct. And so many animals reaches to the endangered. So what will happen if there is no reproduction is taking place? Then what will happen? Finally, all the species is going to die from this earth. Then there is no kind of living organisms in this earth. Is it yes or no, guys? That is what all will leads to the extinct from this earth. That is what the reproduction is the only way to continue the survival of species on this earth. That is what the importance of reproduction. So what is the importance of reproduction, guys? So the importance of reproduction is what? To survive, the survival of, it is essential for the survival of species on this earth. So if there is no reproduction, then there is no survival of a species on this earth. That is what species on this earth. Is it okay, guys? Or understand? That is what it is. Okay. So now, very good, Kevin. So now if you'll observe very carefully here, Pranav, are you there? Call to Dina. Nitish, good morning, Nitish. So now if you'll observe here, so all the living organisms, they will produce more organisms of their same kind to maintain the life of their species on this earth. So you can take, for example, humans only. So it will start with the ancient people. It will start with some kind of a, like you can say, this is my family. So then this family, what will happen? They maybe produce babies. Babies of what kind of babies they will produce, guys? One, either girl, either
Same
girl,
kind of babies. Rare species.
either they produce a girl or boy. So
Girl or boy. Yes, sir.
one of the ancient parents understanding a girl or boy will produce. So now family will continue from the girl side, again babies, and boy side also again babies. Like this, the family branch is continuously, it is keep on increasing. Is it yes or no, guys? So that is what I am saying. So from the single parent, understand? So they may be produce a future, understand, either boy or girl, particularly in humans, I am saying. From there, they will become into what? A girl turns into, understanding, female, a boy turns into what? Male. That is what we can say, men and women. So like this, the continuation, the species on this earth, they will keep on maintaining their life on this species on this earth, so that this reproduction will help them to maintain their species in the future for a long period of time. So now, if this process, the process of reproduction ensures the continuity of life on this earth, or you notice it. So somewhere is starting from the some family, it is starting from somewhere long back. From there, what is happening? A girl, boy. From there again, a girl, boy, like that. It is continuing on this earth. Is it yes, guys? Even after 5 generations, 10 generations, you may be heard some families. I am having this much family background. My grandfather is this. Their grandfather is like that. We people will talk. Is it yes or no, guys? That is what. So what is this reproduction will help us? It will help us to continuity, understanding. So continuity of life on earth. That is what the importance of reproduction. So the process of reproduction ensures continuity of life on this earth. For example, this is what I will say in the humans. So human beings, what they will produce? They will produce the babies. What kind of babies, guys? Girls or boys?
Girl and a boy.
So that is what we can say sons and daughters. They will give the birth to the sons or daughters. So the babies grow and ultimately they will become what? So the babies will become into what, guys? Now if you born, if you are a babies, now you will turn into what finally? You will turn into
Women or men.
adults. Understand? So adults, then they will become what? Once they will become adults, they will become into young age. So by our young age, or else after
Sir,
25.
after young age only, no, sir, adult.
No, young age means we can say 25 after. Adulthood, this is called as adulthood. Okay. Padmasini? Yeah. So that is teenage and all we can say adulthood only. Maturity we can study.
Sir, like adolescence, sir.
Yeah, adolescence. Okay. So now after this, suppose when you are coming to the 30 to 40 years age, most of our old parents, what will happen? Most of the old parents will die. Is it yes or no? So later, their sons and daughters, that is what the babies becomes into adults. These are they keep on living on this earth. So after that, what will happen? Again from this, again the new babies will produce. Again these babies will turn into adults like this. Their family breed is continuing on this earth. That is what we can say. So the process of reproduction always make sure the continuity of life on this earth of any kind of breed. That is what. For example, you can take the reproduction by the human beings ensure the human species will continue to exist on this earth for all the time to come. So that our human species has been usually we will consider millions of years before the human being life has been started on this earth. That is what we will study. So there is no kind of particular lifespan of the human species. We maybe study this is my family, that is my other family, but somewhere initially the human family is initiated. Is it yes or no? That a human being has been initiated on this earth. From there it is continuing with the help of only what? It is continuing on this earth only because of reproduction. If there is no reproduction, there is no continuity of any kind of species. Finally, they will come into the extinct or become endangered in this earth. So there is no more future species is existed belongs to the particular category if there is no reproduction. For example, if we take cat, how it will continue the cat? For example, if we take the cat, so what will happen? Cat will give the birth to what? Cat will give the birth to what? Cats reproduce by giving the birth to what is the babies of cats we can say? Kittens. Very good. So cats will give to the kittens. Cats will give birth to the kittens. Usually cat's life is what? 8 to 15 years. Hardly it will survive maximum 8 years. After that, you cannot, even if you kill or not kill also, it is not hunted by somebody also, automatically the cat will die. Understand? But it will continue to what? Every time it will give birth to even 5 babies, 6 babies, yes or no. So cat will give the birth to the kittens, and these kittens will continue this life on this earth. Is it yes or no, guys? So kittens, so that their species may live forever. So these kittens again they will become parents, big cats. Again these cats will give the birth to the kittens. Same way if we take dogs. So dogs, how they will produce? Dogs also will produce what? They will also produce more number of. They will give birth to what? They will give birth to puppies. Yes or no? So puppies, so that they may continue to live on this earth for a long period of time, one after one. So like this, most of the animals you can see, they will produce their babies and they will continue their life on this earth. And this is what regarding animals. Regarding animals, they will give birth to 1 baby or 2 babies or 3 babies. Like that, if you take pig, at a time it can give birth even more than 24 babies. Do you understand? That is the capacity of pig. Like that, it can survive its future generations. It's a continuity on this earth. But if we take the plants, so how the plants can survive, guys? Anybody? Most of the plants you can take. I'm talking about generally. So mostly plant can survive what? The only way is what, guys? Plants. Anybody can guess? Nitish? Dina? Yeah, mostly plants, how they can survive, guys? Can you answer, please? Nobody is answering.
Sir, you are asking how they will reproduce, sir.
Yes, they will produce what? By producing what? By producing seeds. Understanding? So mostly you can see plants can survive. They will continue their futures. Understanding? Future generations by producing seeds only. Is it yes or no? Nobody is answering.
Yes, sir.
That is what I am
Yes,
saying.
sir.
You have to answer and you have to respond. So absentees, please call them. Bhumika, are you understanding, Bhumika? This is not there, just inform her now. If you'll see, so whatever the plants you can take, mostly you can see, most of the plants reproduce only by what? By producing seeds. Understanding? So now the seeds will, what will happen, Ra? The seeds will grow and they will make more plants so that their species may continue to live on this earth. That is what you can say, because they cannot give birth to like humans or animals to the babies. Only they will produce what? They will continue. Yes, we will study, Kevin. So they will continue their future generations. The continuity will take place only by producing seeds, and the seeds will grow into the plants again. That is what you have to understand. So if you see from this, all the discussions we can say reproduction. What is the use of reproduction, guys? What is the importance of reproduction? Anybody can say? Yes? Nobody's. So,
Sir, to maintain a particular form of species in life.
now if you'll see here, cats are producing what? The same kind of species, we can say kittens, or again these kittens will turn into cats. Dogs also producing what? Same kind of same characteristics of puppies. Human being characteristics. So that is what. So everything you can notice it, they are producing the same kind of characteristics as their parents. Is it yes, guys? Is it cats are getting the dog characteristics, dogs are getting some other horse characteristics? Is it happening, or is it they are getting the same characteristics as a basic characteristics as their parents? Yes? Anybody? Suppose if we take humans, again they are producing what? The characteristics of humans only, or else they are producing any other characteristics? Please
No,
respond.
sir.
No.
Sir.
That is what you have to understand.
sir.
So, always reproduction will give you what? So reproduction will give you what, guys? Reproduction will give organism, the more organisms with the same basic characteristics as their parents. That is what we can say offsprings. So if we take humans, they will produce always what? Human babies. Cats, if we take, always they will produce what? Kittens. Sunflower, if we take, sunflower always will produce what? Sunflower seeds. Is it sunflower will produce apple seeds? Apple fruit? Please respond.
No.
No. So like that, always what is the importance of reproduction means? So reproduction always ensures, makes, understand, it will gives rise to more organisms with the same basic characteristics as their parents. So whatever the characteristics of the parents, with the same characteristics, it will produce the next generation, next baby. That is what we can say the importance of reproduction. So reproduction always will give what? It will give rise. It will give rise to more organisms. More organisms with the what, guys? With the same babies, same basic characteristics. Same characteristics as their parents. Please write it. Clear, guys? Bhumika, Jesse is not there. Madhumita is also not there. Just inform them. And who is absent now? Varshini, are you there?
Yes, sir.
It's okay. That is what. Arya is also not there. Check it out. So this is what we can say. So from this we can say always human beings produce human babies. Cats always will produce kittens. Sunflower seeds always will produce sunflower plants. Like that, you can take every living organism. They can produce the same characteristics as their same like their parents. So whatever it is. So now if you'll observe carefully here, some species of the living organisms, they cannot produce due to certain reasons. Understand? So that is what, like that organisms, what will happen, guys? Gradually their count is decreases. Finally, what will happen? they will disappear from this earth on one day. So like that species only, what we used to call? Like that species only, what we used to call, guys? Endangered species, or we can say extinct species. So because of some reasons, for example, you can see dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are the organisms which is used to survive long period of time, long back on this earth. Is it yes, guys? But finally, at certain day, they have all ended, they become extinct on this earth. Because of some reasons, they may are unable to continue on this earth, so that they become endangered. And you may be heard, you may be watched some kind of Hollywood movies and all, 10,000 BC and all. You may be watched the doo-doo birds. Have you heard the doo-doo birds? One of the heavy
Yes,
birds,
sir, yes, sir.
one of the non-flying birds on this earth for a long period of time, very busy time, understanding. So that is the biggest birds by that time on this earth. But what is happening? They become extinct. Now you can see in our India, Bengal tigers, you may be see, their count is very less, even it is less than 100, around 60 tigers we have through across the India. So this all the becomes what is happening because of certain atmospheric changes, or because of certain conditions, or because of human hunting,